I'm Evan Reinheimer. In this video, I'm going to show you all the different kites that I use for kite aerial photography. Thanks for watching. Today I'm going to show you all the different kites that I use to take my kite aerial photography. Before I get started, please take the time to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. As you may know, I travel the world taking aerial photographs using a kite to lift my camera up into the sky. I travel with a variety of kites so that I am able to fly my camera in a wide range of wind speeds. All of the kites that I use are single-line kites, but they vary in size and shape. Stability is very important in kite aerial photography, so the kites that I choose are all designed to be very stable while providing good lift to safely raise my camera into the sky. The first kite that I'm going to show you is my Dopero kite. This one is made by Gomberg Kites. This kite lifts in winds usually 6 to 10 miles an hour, although it does fly in stronger winds too. It's a little complicated to set up and takes some time to put together. I have other kites that work well in this wind range that are easier to set up, so I don't use this Dopero too often, although it is still a great kite for kite aerial photography. I used to have a bigger Dopero that was custom made for me by Jones Airfoils. It was amazing and able to lift my camera up in even less wind than this yellow Dopero. Unfortunately, it got stuck in a tree in Hawaii back in 2015 and I was unable to recover it. As far as I know, it's still stuck there as I speak. The next two kites that I'm going to show you are my Rokkaku kites. These are some of my favorite kites for kite aerial photography. I currently travel with two sizes of Rokaku kites, a 6.5 foot tall one made by Premier Kites, and a 10.5 foot tall one made custom for me by Peter Madry of the Blue Kite team in Poland. The smaller of the two works best for me in light to medium wind speeds from about 6 to 12 miles an hour. While the larger rock is my light wind lifting champion. It is able to lift my camera rig in the most gentle breeze of any kite that I have ever used. I use it in winds from as low as 3 miles an hour up to about 7 or 8 miles an hour. Both of these kites are incredibly stable and easy to fly. I always bring them both with me when I'm traveling. The next kite is my 9 foot wide Levitation Delta made by Into the Wind Kites. This kite has a wide range of wind speeds that it works well in, and I generally use it in wind speeds from 10 to 20 miles an hour. It has a nice high flying angle and is steady as long as the wind isn't too gusty. It's incredibly easy to set up and fly. This is another kite that always travels with me. Next, I'm going to show you three kites, all the same style but various sizes of the same kite. These kites are all called KAP Foils, and they were specifically designed by HQ Kites for kite aerial photography. They make these kites in a variety of sizes, and I have three of them: the 3.0, 5.0, and the 8.0. The number refers to the kite size in square meters. Unlike the other kites I use, these kites are foil kites and don't have a frame. They're soft kites that can be rolled up and packed into a sack, which makes them very easy to travel with. The 3.0 is one of my favorite kites for kite aerial photography, and I probably use it more than any other kite in my fleet. It lifts best for me in winds from 8 to 20 miles an hour, and is another kite that I always bring with me. The 5.0 and 8.0 KAP foils will lift in less wind than the 3.0 and also work great for kite aerial photography with heavy camera rigs. But the 3.0 is the one that I use the most. I made an entire video just on the KAP Foil 3.0, and I'll put the link to that video in the description to this one. The next kite is my high wind kite. This is a Nighthawk Delta made by Paul's Fishing Kites in New Zealand. It's much smaller than my other kites, and it was originally designed for kite fishing. This kite works best in very strong winds, and I usually don't use it unless the wind is between 20 and 35 miles an hour. I like having it with me for those really windy days. This one is also easy to set up and flies amazingly well when the wind is too strong for any of my other kites. The final kite in my fleet is a flood kite. This kite is made by G Kites and was developed by Michael Anderson and Brooks Leffler. This is a relatively small kite, but it provides a lot of lift in light winds from 5 to 10 miles an hour. I used to use this kite a lot when I was working with a lightweight camera, But now that I'm lifting a heavy full-frame Sony camera with a Zeiss lens, I find that my Rokkaku kites do a better job of lifting that heavy camera rig in light winds. Although, the Flood is still a great light wind lifter for smaller camera rigs. Here's a breakdown of the wind range that I use each of these kites for in order from lightest wind to strongest wind. Thanks for watching. I put links to places that you can buy these kites from in the description to this video if you're interested in getting one for yourself. If you have any questions, please leave a comment and I'll get back to you with the answer. Also, please remember to hit the like button on this video if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thanks again for watching.